and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you, getting into my monthly budget for the month of July. Very patriotic. I love this kit I came up with for myself. I make my own stickers and kind of do that stuff for myself, and I'm just really pleased with this one. Look at this sticker here. I just thought it was just too cute not to put down. Haven't done my scripture prayer. I haven't been filming those. Too many things to film, and I had to cut back, so eventually I'll get something there, and hopefully I'll read it off to you later. But this is what the monthly calendar looks like. I love it so much. It is so gorgeous. I love the hydrangea with the flag pattern. I got this off of Etsy, and it's just, to me, gorgeous. Hydrangeas are my favorite. My great-grandmother had a huge hydrangea bush that just went wild in her front yard, and when I was a little girl, I would just pull those things off and you know, make my own little vases and stuff like that with them, and just, you know, made pretty arrangements, and they're just gorgeous. I absolutely love them, and I have a bunch around my house, so they make me happy and smile, and reminds me of my great-grandmother and visiting her every year. So I love that. So this is the new pattern for the month. I think this is the only area I have red, and then the rest of them are this green. I don't know. I kind of like the red more, but I don't know. I'll probably leave it the way this is, but I love these patterns. And then I have back here the spending credit card spending tracker, and more hydrangeas but no flag. I just thought using two different patterns would be a lot of fun this month. So I'm excited to get into this. I've already got everything laid down and ready to go. So let's go ahead and plan the month. As you can see, I have everything labeled and ready to go. We're just going to go ahead and dive in and only do the budgeted columns here. And as always, we're going to start with our income. We need our income to be more than our expenses so that we can cover all the spending and all the bills that we have for the month. Let's begin with the income section. We're going to start with the military retirement. My husband is retired Navy. We're a very patriotic family. Love the holiday. Wish we could be out more like with the fireworks and stuff. That's not something we can do this year just yet. My husband is improving in his PTSD issues that he does have, but it is still a struggle for him. So it's hard not to celebrate it with fireworks and fun when you can't enjoy it. So but we find other ways quietly to enjoy, and it works out just fine. VA disability is $2,489.96. I didn't even say what military retirement was. $1,947.35. Rent, our oldest son pays rent, and that is $827. I'm sorry, $827. $27? Yeah. See right there. And I do have dividends that go into the checking account. I'll add that when they actually hit later, usually just a couple pennies. And we're average about $1,690 a paycheck. You know, it's a little higher, a little lower, but they always average out to this. So these are my husband's 2 salary checks, and that's where we are on that. I do not budget anything extra because I know there's nothing extra coming in, and we probably won't have anything. But if we had to get a refund for some reason, or anything like that, or we were given funds for whatever reason, I have a place to put it so that the checking account, which is what this represents, everything in one checking account, and it goes out from here, whether it goes out to the bill on a auto draft, or whether it goes out, or whether it goes to the credit card and I pay the credit card back. It all comes from the checking account. So I always put everything on the credit card, and then I pay it once a week, and that is where we put some of our bills and some of our spending, or all of our spending and some of our bills. And I just have to make sure I keep track of what went in the checking account and what's going out the checking account. My budgeted column here is where I keep track of what we planned, and then when it actually happens, I come over here to the actual column and write it down. It doesn't hit that column until I write it down. So, and that's me checking it off. Now you could use a calendar or a bill pay sheet to track your bills and check them off that way. But if I've written it down beside it, I know it's already kind of hit the bank account and cleared, and I don't have to think about it. I just know it's already been paid. So here for my income, we're going to total up how much is going to come in for the month. And let's go ahead and get that totaled up. All right, we are looking at $8,644.31. That is the income we're working for, or looking for the entire month of July. And that's going to cover all our bills and all our expenses. You're going to see we have very little left in the budget. So that's kind of where we're at right now, very tight. And we are a family of four adults, and we commingle our money and then take care of all the bills. So the first thing we have is tithe. Currently, we are doing $100 for each salary check, and then Greater Europe Mission, which is our second or our third tithe, whatever you want to call it, our missionaries that we also tithe to, and that's the total of that is what our giving is for the entire month. And so $100. This goes to our church. $256.75. We've been given this amount for many years, at least since 2020, I think. And that is pretty much 10% of, or just above 10% of our VA disability, my husband's VA disability. And this is something we prayed about a long time ago, and God's still kind of urging us to keep going in that direction. So that is how our giving is done here. Our church gets $200 a month, but I split it between 2 salary paychecks. I'm hoping here soon in the next few months to give more, but we'll see. Get it back to $200, but I don't know. TRICARE insurance for my youngest son. He got dropped off our policy, and we didn't want to remove him off of TRICARE just yet. This will change in a few months, but for right now, this is where we're at. $727 is what we pay there. And this is TRICARE Young Adult. Mortgage, it's $2,048.03. Back to the TRICARE. My son just turned 21. That's why he was dropped off. He does not go to college. He doesn't want to go to college. If he was still enrolled in school, he would have stayed on the family policy. We wouldn't have had to pay for it. But he's autistic, and I can't force or make him take classes or anything like that. I wouldn't want to do that on anybody. And we're still covering, and hopefully he will get supplemental security income, SSI. We are working the system right now, and hopefully that kicks in with them, and we can go to the Medicaid. But right now, for what he needs, I still need him on the TRICARE. And I know a lot of people don't understand that, but it's something me and my husband have talked about, and I have to go with what we agreed on. And there's specific reasons behind it, but we're not giving all information, and we really shouldn't. It's personal to us. So if you have something in your budget and people are like, that's a lot of money, you shouldn't be paying that. You don't always want to go cheap, and you don't always want to go in make certain decisions right away. And so that's kind of where our family's at, where my husband's at, where I'm at. It's not just me making all these decisions. As a family, we're making all these decisions. So that's just where we're at right now. And I know it confuses a lot of people, but I hope you guys understand that. Roth IRA, this is a combination of me and my husband. We're fully funding it this year, so it'll be $8,000 total. We're doing $1,330 a month, and this will be forever and a day for our bills for the rest of our time until retirement. Spectrum is $113, and then Hulu is $101.75, and that's like the bundle package with no commercials combined. So with the ESPN Plus as well as Disney Plus. HP Instant Ink, $741. We'll see if I go over again. If I go over again this month, then I'm just going to bump it up and be good to go. A YouTube Premium, $24.92. And then water, I'm going to put $45 here. And we've had it under $45 for quite a while. In fact, it's been under $30, or it's been under $40 for quite a while now. So I think 45 is enough to cover all of that, and it should be fine. 156.04. This might be different. I know last month it was a little higher, like $1 or $2. I couldn't get in to see what the upcoming bill was going to be, so I don't know. I'm going to have to wait. I already wrote tithe here for 100. I guess I wrote both of them at the same time. Don't even remember doing it. AT&T, this is for phones, phone service, and 3 leases. So unlimited text and data. So that's $312.32. Sinking funds total this month will be $413.05. And the only thing I think I need to take out of sinking funds this month is the trash. I haven't got the trash bill yet, but that is something we pay quarterly, and it's less than $90, but I put all the money in the sinking funds and then pay it once every 3 months. I have life insurance, one for the entire family, me, my husband, and my youngest son, which is $87.56. It's been this amount since early 2000s, so it's term life insurance. And then we also cover our oldest son, who aged out of it last year, $33.16, and I took care of that we take care of that policy. Electric, I have $130. It's been $128 or less, and we didn't really run our air conditioning that much. We have been fighting with it a little bit, but I think we've got things figured out as far as this new HVAC system, and it's very sensitive to humidity and things like that. And I think it was set kind of awkward, so we kind of played with it and figured out some of the settings that it won't struggle because the fan quit coming on and off. So I think we've got it all figured out, and it's been very efficient. So I'm not really too worried about the electric yet. It's just now getting warm in the 80s. I felt like 90 yesterday, so we're just now getting in that warmer weather. So I'm hoping that the electric stays low. My husband's bill, $43.18. My phone storage, $299. Vivint, $65.82, and this is for our monitoring service. We own all our equipment. We've already paid cash for all that. So this is the monitoring system with emergency services and things like that. And we're kind of the beginning of a rural area, so you want to make sure you can get somebody out here fast for emergency services. This month, I'm bringing all our spending back to what it was previous months, which is $1,500 for grocery household. Restaurants back to $400, which is even a tight. Tried to lower it last month, it didn't work. $150 for miscellaneous. That seems to be working okay. And instead of $225, we're doing $220 for gasoline. And then copay is still at $75. That's any prescriptions and any doctor's appointments that we need to pay the $25 copay. $0 for unbudgeted. Usually that's just a placeholder for anything that is in the buffer of the checking account, and you're going to see our buffer, and there's not going to be unbudgeted this month. I did have unbudgeted last month, but I didn't pay it, and that had to do with chiropractic care, self-care for me, because I was in a lot of pain. And so now my husband and I are working on a plan for what's coming up next few months, and how to pay for all the extra debt and things that we've been putting on the credit card. And debt payment to the credit card is going to be $100, and interest has been averaging $100. Okay. And I compartmentalize all the spending on the credit card. So I know how much is debt from previous things. I know how much is exactly from our spending categories. I know exactly how much is new debt. And all of that. So I'm working on all of those things. So if we take a look and total up the budgeted columns here and here, we're going to come up with these totals, and then we're going to subtract and find out how much is in the buffer of the checking account. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're looking at $5,735.27. That is our total for this column. Over here, we're going to total this up. All right, so this column we have $907.71, and that is what we have for this column. So we're going to take the $8,644.31 minus $5,735.27 and minus $2,907.71, leaving us with a whopping $1.33. So estimated buffer is $1.33. This means I have more money than I have planned for the month. And that's just really cutting it close. I tend to go ahead and take this number and I run these numbers and I tweak between the spending and things like that, or like the tithing or something, or even how much I budget the water or the electric. I used to budget water at $50 and the electric at $200, but I'm comfortable right now that we can actually budget it lower and it'll still be okay. And if I don't have enough money because the bills kind of went a certain direction and we needed more money in the bills, I have to sacrifice my different spending categories in order to cover it, or I have to take out a savings. So that's how I figure out where the money's coming from. I am definitely feeling the effects of carrying this over $8,800 debt that we're carrying, and because of the HVAC system, and only putting $100 a month towards the debt and paying $100 interest. So I'm feeling that weight very heavily, and I think we're ready to go, okay, yeah, it's a better idea, even though we're not really gaining or losing money every month. Leaving it on there, I just, compared to the savings, I think we're just going to have to take the emergency fund and bring it down to 3 months instead of 6 months, pay off this debt, and move forward. I pray there's nothing else with the house that we need to take care of. This house almost is brand new. And I keep saying that, but something keeps giving out on us. So, but I am feeling the weight of the entire debt issue, and I can't take it. I can't take it. So hopefully I can make that adjustment and we can move that money forward. It's not just me having to make that decision. All our funds are in our high yield savings. We need to make the decision together as a family, me and my husband and everybody that's involved, to do what's best for the family. As far as job secure, we're pretty secure in the job my husband has, and so that I'm not worried about. And having 3 months, we can build that back up to 6 over time if as his pay changes or increases. He's working on a couple strategies to go to the next level. He just went from an environmental scientist 1 with the state, which is a new job, about a year and a half ago, and to an environmental scientist 3, which doesn't really pay a lot, but it's his dream job in the sense that this is what he studied for in college, and he has his retirement and disability that comes in. Our son pays rent, so those combined, we make enough to come in. And then he still has plans of there's a couple ways he can increase the income in the future, in the next few months or so. So we're hoping those pan out, and once they do, I will let you know. But this is our monthly budget and for the month of July, and I'm excited for the month. I'm excited to get into these different designs and look at these every day and just really enjoy them. I have enjoyed the other ones we've had for the past couple months, but this I really enjoyed. So, planning it and creating it and all the things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
As a young girl, it feels we're mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care.